Hi guys, this is Mrs. Rutan. This is week 4, which would be your final week for AP Lit and for seniors, and it's also the week that you'll be taking your AP Lit exam. I wanted to go over the final assignment because it's a little bit different than what we've been doing the last 3 weeks. Please make sure you look at the calendar. There's some activities I've posted for the week, but ultimately the graded assignment is due Friday on the 15th. I would like it by noon. That's a little bit of a different timeline, but I wanted to have it done by noon so then that way you guys can enjoy your senior parade and kind of like what would have happened if you would have been in school where we have half a day and you guys just kind of exit the building. So pay attention to the due dates and look at what's coming up also with the AP exam. You should be getting your e-ticket on Monday, and then Wednesday is exam day. Make sure you're ready at 1:30 to log in. You have a 2 p.m. exam, and then you guys have 45 minutes to read and write, and then 5 minutes to submit. And then we do have 2 seminar options as a way to kind of do some last minute talking. Tuesdays is to help prep for the test, but also it's not really a test prep, it's more just a funsies kind of conversation with some announcements. And then Thursday is an opportunity for you to do the reflection verbally versus typing it up for Friday. So, what I'd like to do next is talk about the actual assessment for week 4. This is my sample and my writing reflection, which I'll go over in a minute. And then right here, directions. So it is a poem study to start. You'll read the poem, and there's a little video, and I'm not going to go through these directly. And you'll write a little bit of a reaction to it. What do you think? What do you notice? Like a little paragraph of reflection. You want it to be AP worthy, so think about good composition and upper level writing. It's not super formal, like it's not a paper, but I am curious what you think about the poetry and think about vocab and grammar and just making it sound like it is an interesting review of the piece. And then activity 2 is you're going to create something visual that you carry from the class. The whole purpose of this assignment is it's a course reflection. And what I want you to do is think about a visual or an alternative medium to present your ideas rather than doing a huge written paper. I want to just kind of see how those things that you've learned from the class turn into something more creative. And there's lots of options. And I have my example, but I really want you to be creative, have fun with this, be symbolic. There's lots of different ways you could do it. You could do a collage, you could do a video. You can draw, you can do something more computer, you could even just do a video of you talking or reviewing something. I'm open to lots of different ideas, and feel free to ask me questions about your ideas as well. And then you have to do a reflection. And so this is just to help explain what the visual is. And the reflection can be 2 ways. The first is a more traditional written reflection, which is what you'll see on my sample. If you don't want to do a longer traditional written reflection, you could also do like a show and tell activity on Thursday, the 14th, which would be a day after your guys' exam for the College Board. But you could talk a little bit about what you created, and we'll just share it out in our group, and you'll hold up the object or show the visual that you created, or share it with me, and I can screen share it. And we'll just kind of talk about what you made and why. And the purpose of this assignment is to tell me what you are going to take away from the class. And it could be something simple, it could be something silly, it could be something more in depth. It's just, what did you get? We've spent a whole year together. I know part of it was cut off by the pandemic, but this was a lot of time that you guys invested into your literature and writing experiences, and I'm hoping there's something you are going to take with you after graduation. Please see the rubric. You'll be graded for completing all 3 activities. You'll be graded for your review of the poem, your visual, your reflection, and then just make sure everything looks polished and professional when you guys submit. And to help you kind of understand, here is one way you could do it. I have a second idea too that I'll share verbally that I haven't created yet. So I did a drawing. And I drew and sketched this, and obviously these are all the different pieces of literature we read. I'm not going to read the reflection verbatim, but if this was show and tell, I would share this with my teacher, and then my teacher can pull it up. And then what I would do is I would just kind of paraphrase what I learned or what the visual means. So the visual I created is a lineup of the books we read because ultimately, and my reflection is more from a teacher perspective versus a student, but ultimately each year that I teach AP, you guys are the ones that really make or break the curriculum. And what I mean by that is some books do wonderful and some books don't do so great. Sometimes I switch out books based on the dynamic of the class. And so these are the books that you guys kind of took with you. And these are the books that stood out to me this year. One of the biggest books, and it is literally the biggest book. And I also did that with Cuckoo and Handmaid's Tale, which I'll explain in a minute. But I made Pride and Prejudice kind of one of the biggest and most standout books because I think that book was really the highlight for me this year. It was a comedy. It was like a tale about romance and satire, and it was just a funny, happy book. And I will be honest, we don't do a lot of funny, happy books. I've never really made that a focal point for AP before. We've had short stories and things like that, but this book was a really good experience. I enjoyed teaching it. I am going to make it part of the literature for next year, and you guys made Pride and Prejudice. I was very worried because I am a contemporary reader. I prefer books from, the 2000s or 1900s, and this book is obviously not that, but I loved it because you guys seem to love it, and the passion you guys had for it helped me see the passion as well. And then I went symbolic with Cuckoos and made that a big one. And then I also made The Handmaid's Tale one of the tallest ones because I think those books were the ones that really stood out to me in terms of our reading experiences. The Handmaid's Tale actually has had some rough patches in previous classes, and I think you guys helped me find a new passion for it. And then Cuckoo's Nest was my favorite seminar discussions came from Cuckoo's Nest. So this is a thank you. It's a thank you for all these pieces of literature that you helped me love in new and different ways, and that's what I carry with me. I always carry the books with me, but you guys really help put them in the order, and you help me understand which books I like reading and teaching each year. So that's kind of the visual that I created. And I tried to be creative with some of my little symbols and things like that, but really it's the books themselves, guys, that kind of I carry with me. And so, like it says at the end of this reflection, the visual itself helped me kind of revisit what we did this semester, which is what I really needed, especially right now with the pandemic. So thank you again for that reading experience. So that's an example. A second example that I haven't been able to do, but I thought could be interesting, is I would want to do a video of myself and some of my reactions to watching the new Emma movie. So I wanted to do that with your guys' class so badly. The new Emma movie comes out on demand on Tuesday, so I'm going to rent it. And if I get creative, I'll try to do a video, but that could be something too. Like maybe you watch your favorite piece of literature on film and do some reflections about that, or make a little video or some memes. There's lots of different options. So I want you to be creative. If you are concerned, because this is so open-ended, please check in with me. You have the rubric and the descriptions right here. And then I will post this video and helpful tips on Google Classroom as well. So once again, thank you guys. Good luck with your final week. Huge good lucks. You got this for the exam. And I hope to see some of you guys at Zoom seminar. And I'm very excited to see what you guys publish on Friday the 15th. Thanks.